Hi, I'm Scott, and I've just been to the Lawson Convenience Store in Japan to pick up a pork cutlet sandwich. Tonkatsu, one of my favorite foods. So ton means pork, katsu means katsuretsu, which means cutlet, pork cutlet. So usually you find they're served like in a set lunch with some rice, pork cutlet, and usually shredded cabbage, maybe some miso soup as well. Here's a photograph of one of my favorite restaurants around here. But tonkatsu actually goes really well with bread, like in a sandwich. One of my favorite ways to eat it is miso katsu sando, which is basically a pork cutlet sandwich which has been smothered with a savory miso sauce. It's really famous from the restaurant. It's actually a coffee shop called Komeda Coffee. So I know this is a video about convenience store food, but if you do come to Japan, check out Komeda Coffee Shop's miso katsu sando. It's absolutely amazing. It's juicy, it's crunchy, it's fresh, and it's huge. It's really good. Now, the tonkatsu sandwich which I'm trying out today is actually called a hirekatsu box. Because it's in a box, I suppose. It's 451 yen, which is about $3 US. So it's kind of pricey, but there's a reason for that. It's because it's made with pork tenderloin. It's a highly prized cut of pork and comes from this part of the pig. Pork tenderloin is used for the more kind of expensive tonkatsu. So if you go to a restaurant, you'll probably find regular tonkatsu and you'll find hirekatsu. It's called a hirekatsu in Japanese, which is basically pork tenderloin. It's known for its tenderness and kind of a milder flavor than other cuts of pork. Okay, let's go in for a closer look. Okay, I've heated this one up, so I just wanted to make sure it was nice and juicy to get the maximum flavor. So I always recommend if you're getting anything from the convenience store in Japan, which can be heated up, get it heated up because it does taste better. Okay, let's open this bad boy up. There we go. So first, let's have a bit of a whiff. See how it smells? Oh, it smells really good. So I'm just looking at the homepage here for Lawson, and their product description says, pork fillet sandwich seasoned with a rich and sweet sauce. There you go. So looking at it, the pork tenderloin, you know, it's a very expensive cut of pork. So it's not the hugest sandwich you're ever going to see, but it must be said that it is pretty thick cuts of tenderloin. It's not like a tiny little slither of pork in there. It is actually quite a thick tenderloin piece there. So I'm going to go in here and get the most delicious looking one here, which I think is this one right here. There we go. Isn't that a thing of beauty? Now, let's dig in. I tell you, it's so much better when it's heated up. Because I tried a little piece of the other one, which I took for the video, which you saw before this, and it's so much juicier, and the flavor just comes out even more when it's heated up. So as you can see, I bit into this here and your teeth just go right through it. It's really tender, which is why it's called tenderloin, I suppose. Let's try a little bit more. I'm already moving on to the second one. It's so good. So you can see, well, I don't know if you can see there, there is a smattering of like mayonnaise and a tiny bit of cabbage also in there as well. And that really adds a little extra freshness. I think there's a tiny, I think it's out in the box here, there's a little smattering of mustard also on there as well. But the sauce, it's sweet, it's tangy, and because this is a piece of fried pork, basically, you would imagine it would be kind of stodgy or kind of heavy, but it doesn't feel that way at all, because this kind of slightly acidic, slightly sweet, and a kind of a soy sauce sauce is really cutting through the oiliness of it, and you don't feel it's oily at all. It's actually very, very palatable. Let's try a wee bit more, eh? Now, as with a lot of the convenience store food, on first sighting, you see it and you think, that's actually doesn't look all that big. I don't know if it's going to fill me up, but looks can be deceiving, and this is very much the case with this. It's not a very big box, and it doesn't really look like much, but there's a lot of eating in it. So although the price is, how much is it? 451 yen or something, about $3. It's not the cheapest thing in the shop, but it's top quality. It is filling. If you're a big guy like me, probably you want to get one of these and maybe a rice ball and maybe like a bottle of coffee or something, or a Coke, and you'd be set for the day. That's a great lunch, and I think it would be filling enough. I'm going to have a wee bit more here. So I'm going to give this 4 stars out of 5. The reason I didn't give it 5 stars is because I just wanted a tiny bit more of the cabbage salad, which is kind of underneath there. I think it would have given it a tiny bit more balance, but I'm just cutting hairs here. It's an absolutely fantastic sandwich. The meat is really tender, it's juicy, it's super high quality, and the sauce just gives it an extra bit of oomph. So if you come to Japan, definitely check out one of these sandwiches from Lawson. Okay, thanks very much, and we'll see you in the next video.